Freddy Heineken, chairman of the board of directors and CEO of the brewing company Heineken International and one of the richest people in the Netherlands, and his driver a flat daughter, were kidnapped on the 9th of November 1983 in Amsterdam. They were released on a ransom of 35 million Dutch guilders, 81.74 million United States dollars in 2023 terms, on the 30th of November of that year. The kidnappers, Cor van Hout, Willem Holleder, Jan Bollard, Frans Meyer, and Martin Kamps, were all eventually caught and served prison terms. Before being extradited, Van Hout and Holleder stayed for more than 3 years in France, first on the run, then in prison, and then, awaiting a change of the extradition treaty, under house arrest, and finally in prison again. Meyer escaped and lived in Paraguay for years, until he was discovered by Peter R. de Vries and imprisoned there. In 2003, Meyer stopped resisting his extradition to the Netherlands, and was transferred to a Dutch prison to serve the last part of his term. The kidnapping and subsequent trials and extraditions drew national attention and received broad media coverage. Several books were published on the kidnapping and 2 movies were made. Several of the kidnappers later became well-known figures in Dutch organized crime. Shortly after his release, Van Hout was jailed once again, this time for 4 years, for his role in a drug smuggling ring. After 2 earlier failed attempts, Van Hout was assassinated on the 24th of January 2003 in Amstelveen, a year after being freed a second time, and had a mafia-style funeral, with a white hearse pulled by 8 Frisian horses leading a procession of 15 white limousines. Kidnapping. Cor van Hout and Willem Holleder in 1987. Cor van Hout, Willem Holleder, Frans Meyer and Jan Bollard had been preparing the kidnapping for 2 years. Martin Kamps was later involved. Several attempts to kidnap Freddy Heineken and his driver a flat daughter at Heineken's home in Noordwijk failed when Heineken and daughter did not show up. Subsequently, they were kidnapped on the 9th of November 1983 at 1856 in front of Heineken's office at the watering plant Soen in Amsterdam. They were imprisoned for 3 weeks in a Quonset hut, belonging to Bollard's Wood Manufacturing Company, at Business Park de Heining in Westpoort, in the western part of the Amsterdam harbor area. The hut was prepared in advance by the creation of a double wall on one end, with 2 soundproof cells with a hidden door. This made the 42-meter-long hut shorter on the inside by 4 meters, which went unnoticed. Outside working hours, the kidnappers provided for their prisoners, who were tethered to the wall with chains. The payment of the ransom was the highest ever paid for a kidnapped victim at the time, $11 million. The kidnappers fled before releasing the hostages, but, after a lucky lead, the police discovered the hostages alive. After the release of the hostages on the 30th of November, Van Hout and Holleder managed to escape. They both fled to Paris. However, the 2 men were arrested by the French police on the 29th of February 1984. They fought extradition to the Netherlands and were at first placed under house arrest in a hotel on the 6th of December 1985, before being transferred on the 13th of February 1986 first to Guadeloupe, then to Saint Barthélemy, then to the French part of Saint Martin, then to Île Tintamarre, then again to Guadeloupe. Finally, they were taken back to Europe, where they were at first held in a hotel in Avery before being brought to a French prison. They were finally extradited to the Netherlands on the 31st of October 1986.